What's going on YouTube? It's Q, and today I'm here with the SQ7 from Audi, and this car is an absolute beast. In today's video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of this SQ7. So let me get this out the way right here, y'all. This is something I rarely do. I rarely give cars this kind of credit, but spoiler alert, this is the greatest SUV that I've ever driven, hands down. So this SQ7 is going to seat 7 people. And it's not just for the basic ho-hum family driver. This thing can haul hiney as well. So we got 500 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. But I'm not even about to get on that part of it yet. We're going to save that for the driving portion. But this vehicle, it is loaded with every tech feature that you can get in any car available today. And I'm shocked more people aren't just running to buy these. You see all these cameras, all this wizardry and gadgets down here, lidars, radars. This car can drive itself. I'll show you that later on though. But let's take a walk around it first so we can get a better look at it. This SQ7 is going to be fully loaded. It's painted in chili red metallic, so this is a unique red. You see all those cameras in the grille. This gaping grille, letting all this air up in there, the aeroflow, giant holes up in there. We have the upgraded wheels, 22-inch wheels. You see the giant rotors up in there. So this means the business. We got the black optics package on here. This is a prestige line. Like I said, it's fully loaded. You're gonna get S-line packages, fully loaded. The starting price of one of these is around $91,000, but this is loaded up to $120,000. It's going to have the legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system. So it got nice torque vectoring, one of the best in the business, and that's going to be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. MPGs are going to be 15 in the city, 21 on the highway, combined 17. I've been averaging 17. Now, I don't want to sound too biased about this SQ7 because the one thing that I don't like about it, because I did say this is the greatest SUV that I have driven, the styling does not match. It's a little bit reserved in styling, conservative. That said, if you want another flavor of this, they do make a Lamborghini Urus or a Bentley Bentayga if you want something a little bit different. But this Audi is just going to be the business, detuned engine as well as those two with the higher horsepower. But this car is, like I said, very conservative. So let's talk about these cons. And I got a bunch of them. But Q, you said this was the best SUV you ever driven. There's no perfect vehicle. Every car is going to have the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm here to point that out because if you're looking at buying one, you might run into a deal breaker or just something you just have to have this vehicle. I'm here to point that out for you. So let me start with the cons. Paddle shifters, they're plastic. Not used to seeing that on a car that costs this price. They should be metal or something like that. Another con, so it will hold your heated seats over ignition cycles and cool seats, but it won't hold the ignition off. It won't hold that over ignition cycles. And speaking of this screen, our heated steering wheel is buried in this menu. So I press the ... We look at the upper screen. There's our heated steering wheel right there. We don't have a dedicated button on this display down here like we do have the heated seats and ventilated seats, but we got to do a couple button presses to get to the heated steering wheel. So we have this great feature. It'll look at the stoplight and it'll count down to when the light is going to go from red to green. It'll also show on the head-up display. But in this little corner here, the timer sometimes is on point. Other times it's like, oh my goodness, I thought I had 30 seconds left and the light turned green on me. So I don't know what they use, what kind of logic they use to calculate that timer. It's a great feature, but it doesn't work all the time. And I don't see it for every light either. We're going to activate our cruise control by this stalk right here. So if you want to turn it off, it's that way. Activate it. We can set it by flicking it up and down, setting our speed. But while we have that activated, if we wanted to keep us in the lane, and other vehicles have the cruise control buttons on the steering wheel, for a car to be this tech heavy, to have a stalk here, and to hold you in the line, the lane keep assist, you have to press this button right here. Once you own the car, you're used to it, but me only having it a week, it took me a little bit getting used to, so the learning curve on there. This key fob has no remote start on here. I know some manufacturers, you press the lock button 3 times and hold it on the third, it'll start up, but on this vehicle, you have to get an app, the Audi app, to use remote start. Access to this third row can be a bit of a challenge. So there's a lever here you pull, folds the seat down, but it's like I gotta crawl over the seat to get back here. So I'm back here and it's a struggle. I'm gonna go see my chiropractor afterwards, but I cannot have my feet facing forward. I have to have my feet facing sideways. So you got to be a tiny person to get in this back seat. And my last con, when you turn the vehicle off after taking it for a drive, there's some fan always humming. So it's like, what the heck is that noise? What is that humming? Did I leave the car on? No, you won't hear the engine, but you'll hear a fan. It's like a vacuum cleaner the whole time. And it lasts for minutes at times. Now that I got the cons out the way, let's go to a positive light and talk about the pros. That's one of them. Sometimes it doesn't work that easily. But in this back row, got a little bit of space. I put 3 backpacks back here earlier. But you know, the second row, those seats were mechanical. But this third row, we got a couple buttons where they'll fold down. Electronic seats. These seats are amazing in every regard of every row, minus the spacing in this third row. So these seats are going to lack the cool designs of the rest of the vehicle in the third row. Got red seat belts back there though. The second row though, we got heated seats, got the diamond stitched. This is very nice, very soft leather. And these front seats, let me tell you about these front seats. Amazing front seats. They bolstered nicely. They have massaging features on there. They're heated and ventilated. They're so good, you can have the heated seat on while the ventilated seats are on. And whoever would have known you would have wanted that? I did. I was coming from the gym, and it was cold outside, so I had the heated seats on, but I was sweaty, so I put the ventilated seats on. Very nice touch. Audio quality. You see that speaker pop up? That's B&O. The fidelity, incredible. It gets very loud, which is what I like, and it's very crisp. It has bass to it. Phenomenal system. One of the best that I've ever witnessed. Probably the best that I've witnessed. We do have a night vision mode in the cluster. I'm not able to see it right now. Maybe it needs to get darker. We do have one of the most nifty features. When I'm at work, I have this thing, it's called a walk of shame when I leave my phone in the car, especially when it's on a wireless charger. But Audi thought about us. And that's why I think this car is so incredible. I turn my car off. I open my door.
Your mobile device is still in the vehicle.
Good God, my mobile device is still in the vehicle. You know where it is? On the wireless charger. They let me know, so I won't have to make that walk of shame. Thank you, Audi. Cigarette? No, it's ashtray. Drop a comment, let me know what movie that's from. All of these doors are soft touch. My children cannot grasp that concept, but what I mean by that, the door finishes closing. That's going to be in the back and front. And I also find it nifty when you can lock the door and unlock it from the back door. So when you got stuff in your hands, dealing with family, man, you just need that kind of conveniences. Audi is very thoughtful in how they executed all these features on this vehicle. One of the greatest things about a vehicle like this is the sound deadening. I cannot hear anything on the exterior of this vehicle. Even blowing the horn, which will not work with the car off. It's just so quiet, you can barely hear it. When you got the radio on, the music up, and you want to blow the horn, I could barely hear it. That's just how powerful the sound deadening is. I didn't even notice this person in the Cadillac pulled up behind me at some point. How long you been there? What you doing back there? Not sure if you all know, but Audi is the pioneer of LED headlights and taillights, I guess. They were the first car manufacturer that I seen with LED headlights on it, and it started off with the A6. But this car takes that a few levels further. Let me show you what I mean. The lighting, and we do have ambient lighting. I'll show you in the dark. But the exterior lighting, we have themes for our LEDs, the front and rear. That is amazing. You can change whatever design you want at the click of a button. And the last pro, like I cannot stress enough how cool, how much thought they put into the design and the features of this vehicle. So if I'm in drive and I want to be in sport mode, slap it over to the side, I can press the park button and it'll go back by itself. What in the world? I didn't know that was mechanical, but that is slick. Here go that auto stop start that I mentioned earlier. It just does not hold over ignition cycles. And now, let us drive. It's a different day. Got my GoPro back, so we're about to take this SQ7 for a quick spin. Soft touch. I actually started off in comfort mode. I've been driving in dynamic mode the whole week, so let's look at the rear camera really quick. To change the gear, press the button in on the side. It's like a double push forward. 360-degree camera. Looks very nice, very clear. All right, we're gonna test out the turning radius right here. This does have rear wheel steering. And this is gonna be excellent. Got a guy in my course that parked in my area, but that was about to be phenomenal right there. Probably the best of all SUVs that I have tested, thanks to that rear wheel steering. And while I do have it in comfort mode, which I normally don't drive in because I like the sporty dynamics, we're going to use it for my moon simulation right here. Very well dampened, very, very well dampened. Barely hear anything on the interior. The steering is very light in comfort mode as well. I normally don't like driving with that because, like I said, I like sporty driving. So now I'm about to take it up to dynamic. Hopped onto the freeway. So this cluster has two different views. You can get whatever in the center, which I have my lane keep information up there. So you can do another view where it puts it off to the side and we focus on speed. But I'm gonna do this for demonstrative purposes. We're about to show off the cruise control, which I flick this stalk. So we got our cruise set, bump it up to 70, and then we press this button over here. Oops, it already had lane guidance there, so it's gonna start in just a moment. So there, now it's gonna keep our lanes, and it shows a lot of information on the screen down here. And I guess I hit on the brake. Cruise. All right, here we go. So everything's green. See the green arrows? It reads the cars in front of us, shows the cars in other lanes. And it's slick because it shows all the lanes. If I were to move over to the left lane, it'll show a solid line. So these cameras in the front show everything. I showed y'all earlier, it had all this stuff in the grill. They're all functional. And the car has been steering itself. Let me hop into another lane. Car is gonna drive itself. You flick the stick up, it's got like a double click you can do. It'll go up in the increment of 5 miles an hour. And it does a pretty good job of keeping itself centered in the lane. Sometimes it hunts. If you keep your hand off the steering wheel, it'll let you know like, hey, this is a backup. Put your hand on the steering wheel every 5 seconds or so. All right, drop a couple gears. Riding on my line, so red line showing me. No idea what that was slamming me, but this car definitely hides its speed extremely well, which can be a danger because it's like, whoa, didn't know I was going that fast. Got to look down or look up at the head-up display because it's right there in the screen. And when the speed limit changes, it's going to highlight yellow like it is now. And it's going to do it in the cluster and on the head-up display. Forgot to turn my massaging seats on. That's the first order of business every time I hop up in here. But hopefully we get to experience these curves a little bit better. This hides its weight extremely well. Come on, kid, I know you see me. But this SQ7 can really handle. Slap it back over to auto mode. It hides weight extremely well. I don't know how, because most SUVs got all kinds of roll. This honestly handles just like a car. And it does sit much lower. The air ride suspension, you can put it on off-road mode if you want to, get a couple inches higher, which I didn't demonstrate earlier, but I don't know who would take this off-roading with the stock set of wheels. Got 22s on here, kind of low profile tires. I wouldn't recommend doing that. So one of the reasons that the SQ7 is so quiet, this has an optional double pane glass, so it's literally like a vault up in here. I kid you not. Let the window down. It's blocking out a lot. And you should already know we got 500 horsepower. We can easily merge into any given situation. That snatch almost pulled me out my seat. Put this back in manual mode. It's like a second delay to downshift. Do one more. Yeah, it's about a second. That upshift is almost instantaneous though. And let me demonstrate the audio because I said it was phenomenal. I ain't lying. Serene experience. You can't even tell the ground that I'm driving on is so messed up. All right, now I can show you all how this launches. And how good the brakes are. Just that fast. Turn my massage seats back on. You gotta get there quick. This the one to do. Told y'all, this car does so much well. But back to our moon simulator. I'm gonna wrap the video up at that. Let me know what you think about the Audi SQ7. I like to give a huge shout out to Audi for even loaning me this. This is a phenomenal vehicle. Like I say, this gets the best SUV and one of the best vehicles that I've ever driven. It just does so many things well. And like I said, the only downfall is the conservative styling. For a car this radical, this luxurious, it does so many things, all these features. The looks are just kind of on the boring side. So drop a comment, let me know what you think. Y'all remember to drive safe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.